Okay, so you came, you started your blog, and you started the show. That's been 2 years, and now talk about what's this?
This is the 20s Chronicles, so I turned a blog into a book. And it got so much feedback as a blog because I blog daily about different topics, relationships, career, just to tell people you're not the only person going through something.
Yeah.
I think when you're in your 20s, you're just trying to figure it out. And so I just decided to create a book about family, relationships, business, how to get started, just the motivation. So all my blogs into one book. It took me 1.5 years to write. I wrote it when I was actually depressed. When you graduate college, it's real world. It's not for play anymore. And so it hit me so quick. Like I had ended an on and off 3-year relationship. I had moved into my own place, trying to afford stuff, and then I was at a studio lot, got laid off, and it was just like back-to-back stuff. So it was the right time to write this book, and it felt right. It felt right. You got to do stuff that feels right. Yeah, timing is everything. Not on other people's time either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you keep saying the show, my show. What is this show?
The Bianca B Show is basically a young show to help entrepreneurs out there, inspire people to get out there. I interview a lot of different A-list celebrities, but my blog and my show is way different. It's so positive. It's kind of like similar to you guys, like very positive. We need to see that more instead of gossip. Definitely. And I think that's why A-list celebrities respect me more because I'm not out here like asking gossip. Yeah. Like for example, K. Michelle, I did a press event with her, and it was during the time she was going through some beef with somebody, and all the press event people kept asking her about that beef. And when she got to me, she stayed the longest with me with all her interviews, and she's blunt. She'd be like, next. She stayed with me the longest. I asked her about positivity and positive questions. That's not always made me memorable, just because of that.
Yeah, I like that. I think that, I know we hear so much gossip and things of that nature. Like, we get it.
We love it, but
at the same time, someone has to do the other aspect.
Right.
Just acknowledging what you do in your career.
And I love that you talked about one church because I just started going there, and it's so good.
It's so
important to have a relationship with God. Like ever since I turned my life around to God, like I just leave it up to Him.
Absolutely, I love that.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you've interviewed all these celebrities, the A-list celebrities. Which interview do you think impacted you the most, or was your favorite?
The one that got me a lot of followers is Blue from Bad Girls Club because the show was going on and she has a lot of young girls. So that interview really got me a lot of followers. But my favorite interview, I must say, that was very sweet, Erica Mena. She was super sweet.
Really?
She's so pretty. She's so pretty, so sweet. And I was really shocked about that. I'm like, she's so... Like when I met her, she was just so humble and so sweet. So that's a shocker for people because they would think because of media.
Reality TV will mess
TV.
Let's not say that because I'm working for people.
Well, for some forms of reality TV can really mess up how people see you because they see you as because you're playing yourself.
Part of you too. It's like, oh, that's most.
Especially when you want to grow, like the Dreas, the Erica Menas. They still see you as that 3 years ago.
Right.
As young women, we mature. Like from 19 to 22, I could see the difference in myself.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So,
Definitely.
I love it.
Yeah.
Positivity.
That's what it's all about.
So I have another question.
Okay.
We got time for another?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We got a few more minutes.
So, if you weren't doing what you're doing right now, career-wise, what would you be doing?
It's so funny. I'd probably be back home, engaged with the family.
Okay.
So do you feel like that was a sacrifice? That's a sacrifice that you're making currently?
No, I don't want no kids now. But I think if I was back in Michigan, just because that's the lifestyle we're used to, and I had someone I loved out there, I think I would have did that.
Yeah.
Speaking of love, we are in the month of love.
February.
Bring it.
And I know you were saying in your blog, like you were talking about how to like juggle, having a relationship and like working towards a career and stuff. So what would you say like is your main tip to people who, or for young women who are like trying to balance that? Because I think that is hard. I mean, I juggle with it. I struggle with it too. But I mean, like, what would your main tip be?
I'm a firm believer in not putting your business out on social media and to your friends and family because I think a relationship should just be you two. You should have that one friend that you trust with everything.
Yeah.
But other than that, like my best friend Chris, I literally tell him everything. That's the only person who knows everything about my relationship. But I've learned to I'm not in a relationship.
I was like, wait, hold up.
That was the very next question.
Next question. We all made eye contact.
But social media, don't let people know your business.
Yeah.
That's the
That's a
biggest
good
tip.
tip.
And don't settle. You
Yeah.
know, there's guys can be gentlemen. You just gotta train them.
Wait a minute. I came out the womb ready. All right.
Uh-oh.
Came out the womb.
What do you mean? Is that something that's in your book?
Yeah,
dating?
don't settle.
Don't
Like
settle.
I've settled so many times, and I was like, B, why did you do that?
Yeah,
Just because he was light skinned and cute. And
Oh, Lord.
And
You got
then he had the
tricks.
fitted hat on, but when he took it off,
right?
You got tricks.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where I was like, dang, I should have
Yeah.
done that. But it's a learning lesson.
Yeah.
As you mature and become a woman, like, you just know what you're worth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's important when you figure out your worth. You'll
Yeah.
never get discounts. I saw that on Instagram.
I saw
was
that
like,
too.
I was like, yes.
I
Yeah.
like
When
that.
you know your
Yeah,
worth, you'll never get
Instagram.
discounts. Come on, Instagram.
Yes.
So how is it like with social media? Like, how often? I'm just curious. Like, how often are you getting like young women like DMing you and asking you certain questions? And with that, like, is that what kind of like helped some of the subjects in here?
Oh, definitely. Like, I swear I get more support from people I don't know compared
Right.
to people I do know.
Right.
And just the comments and just the positivity that these young girls write me. Like, I remember one time I FaceTime a girl and she was just crying. I was like,
Oh my
What's going on here?
weird.
Yeah.
But like, just to feel that, just to know that I'm doing something positive. Like, I'm
Right,
doing something
right.
with a purpose. Like, I'm
Right.
not just out here wild and just like, you know, I turn up, I have my moments,
Yeah.
but like, I'm doing something that's affecting people. So
Right.
I try to pay attention to what I do. I kind of spit, but.
No, that's
Just rub it in.
I didn't catch
Just rub it
it.
in.
I didn't catch it. I didn't catch
Rub it
it.
Yeah, so I just try to do something that's positive and uplifting for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. That's what I really love about you.
Thank
I
you.
love just like, you're really a young, beautiful entrepreneur.
Thank
like,
you.
you know, there are other people on social media that are not doing what you do.
Right.
And you do it very well, and
Thank
you
you.
carry yourself very well. And
Carry
like,
yourself
you wrote a
very
book,
well.
dude. Like, you're like an author.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yes.
so weird to me because when people were asking me during the time I did my book launch, I was like, I don't know how to feel. Like,
Yeah.
I think when you're in that moment, you should know, like, it doesn't feel real to you. When people
Yeah.
are like, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. I'm like, well, I'm not
Right.
in a
I'm still trying to do it.
Right.
Yeah, so.
I went broke for this,
Yeah,
man. No,
yeah,
real scrubs.
literally, this is where God placed, and I just wanted, I don't know how we are with time,
No.
but like, it was my book launch, and I needed $160 more. I went to the bank, and I was like, dang, I ain't got it. But that whole week, I was like, God got me, God got me. So I forgot to check my mail the day before. So I was like, let me go to the mailbox. Literally one check in the mailbox for $200.
Yep, that's how it works.
See?
I was like,
Yeah.
you can't
There you
tell
go.
me God is
That's
not
right, that's
real.
right.
Not.
So where can we get the book though?
It's on my website, Bianca.com.
Okay.
I went through a company called CreateSpace.com, so you guys can get the book from there, Amazon, Kindle. And the book is only like 62 pages. I made it short because we don't read.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. yeah.
Gotta
So
love
I
it.
gotta add this to my collection.
Yeah, this is for
Oh,
you guys.
Yay. Thank you so much.
So-
You're so beautiful. I
Thank
love it.
So will a man be able to take some stuff from this as well? Or is it geared
Yes,
towards
yes, it's
women?
not just for women, it's
Okay,
for men
cool.
too. And I talk a little bit about my life so a little people can get a backstory a little bit, so yeah.
Love
I
it.
love it, yes.
Well, we're gonna actually go into this a little bit.
I think
I have a question.
Go on.
I have a question.
Okay.
So you had so many dope internships. You worked with Dark Child Records,
Mhm.
and then you worked with Oprah. What do you feel like was the experience that you learned from the most that you took onto your radio station now,
Talk show.
Or talk show.
or talk show?
Um,
Excuse me.
I have to say TMZ because as a writer, just I learned so much. I respect them way more after interning for them.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
it's just they taught me so much and they let me write a lot. I had a lot of publishing with their sister company 25.com. Like I
Okay.
wrote a lot of articles and my boss he recommended me for this job for VH1. So I have to say that was the biggest one.
How long did you work with them for?
I was there last February until June before I
okay.
graduated. So
That
it
must
was
have been
great.
so crazy though.
The hours are crazy, 6
Wow.
a.m. to like 4:30. Like yeah, long hours, but it was worth it. I learned so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so.
Cool. So with the book, you know, I was thumbing through it
Mhm.
during the break. What do you think out of all the chapters? I know you love all of it,
Mhm.
but which one is the one that you feel really carries the essence of your book?
loving from a distance.
Love it from
And
this.
I'm gonna say it doesn't mean like love, like a relationship. It's with family, with friends. Sometimes you love a person so much that you can't stand them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you grow apart from people, and sometimes you just gotta love them from a distance. Like I love you, I support you, but we not on the same level, frequency.
Right.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
energy.
that's
I
Yeah.
really like that.
So that's my favorite one.
I love you, but from across the street.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. So I want to rewind just a little bit.
Mhm.
You know, just talking about like your whole process of you moving. Like, share the most, not dramatic, but like the toughest time from you transitioning from your move to like now. What was like the toughest experience?
Ooh, I have so many. I swear I have a breakdown every month. Like this past weekend, I just had a breakdown.
Right.
I have to say, I lied to everybody back home and said that I loved LA, but I hated it when I first moved here. It was culturally different. I thought the vibe was different. I thought the people were different. It was because in Michigan we have a different kind of personality. No matter what city you come from, it's different from Pasadena,
Yeah.
from the Valley. It's
Yeah.
different vibes. So I had a horrible attitude. My attitude was horrible. Like if you talk to me wrong, my bad. If you talk to me wrong, I would snap back at you. So I had to will it on in if I wanted to be a professional in this game and know how to deal with people. So
What
that's
made
why
you?
retail helped.
I see.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you just had to like
Yeah, Forever
defend?
21 was my first job.
I need 3 smalls and 2 mediums.
You did that yourself. So do you feel like you were like defending yourself because of where you were from? Like you
Yeah.
had to kind of like make a
Yeah.
statement like, look, I'm not
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah,
So,
all the
don't
time.
come,
Like, I'm
don't
not
come.
from Detroit, don't talk to me. Like,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
my
yeah,
vibe. But I've changed a lot, I've grown a lot. So I think that was like the hardest. And then being away from my mom, that was my
Yeah.
best friend
Yeah.
before I moved. Like, she didn't see me become an adult, and I think that scared her a lot. Like, when you're the only child and it's just me and you two forever, that's different. Like,
Yeah.
I live by myself now, and when I was by myself for the first few months, I was like, this is weird. I need a dog.
Yeah.
Because it's just weird.
need a
It's
dog.
definitely, so I can understand why my mom acted the way she did when I moved out here. She was crazy. She's a street girl, so yeah, I can understand now.
Has she
Mom,
visited
same
you
way.
here?
She visited me for my graduation, but I always go back. I haven't
Okay.
been back in a minute, but I always go back.
Very cool.
Last question, and then we'll like get into the game. I'm just curious. You know, we're all about community outreach and giving back to the community. What have you done since you've been here? Like, have you had an opportunity to go back to your hometown and kind of like share your experience or give back to the community?
Right,
in any way?
yeah. I created my own nonprofit organization called the Bianca Foundation. I created it in 2014. I decided to create it to give back to the community because I was getting so many emails about like, how can I do this, how can I do that, and I was FaceTiming girls, having a weekly thing, but I wanted it to feel right. It didn't feel right at the time, and I was like, I'm rushing it. I gotta act more mature if I'm ready to take on this responsibility. That's a huge responsibility to be a role model to people. And I always told my friend Monica, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to be a role model. Like I'm only, at the time I was 20, I didn't know. So that was something that I did. But now I have something called Busy Bee Boot Camp. I went back home in September. When I tell you that is why I love what I do, I went back and in my Busy Bee Boot Camp, I have something where we sit down at the end and have a circle and share a story we never shared before to anybody. And we were just all in tears at the end, just to see, you just never know what people go through and how similar you are to people.
Yeah.
This is why I don't do radio, because I'll be like,
We're gonna have to give her the invoice on his wife.
But yeah, that was a blessing, like just to hear everybody's story and what young girls go through, man. We go through so much and so many insecurities, and it was just a blessing. I respect those girls for sure.
That
Big
is
ups to you. You're a
definitely.
blessing.
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
Thank
We
you.
are so proud of you. We encourage you to keep going. We're gonna have you back in like a couple of months, and you can just be like,
Y'all gonna blow up. I
I'm
love this show.
Oh, thank
This is
you.
so cute. I
Thank
love
you.
it. When I say I love something, I'm truly, 'cause
Oh,
I'm so
thank you.
blunt. I love it. I love it.